WLBT, 3 on your side. WLBT News starts now.
Good morning and happy Friday to you.
What a great day it is. We started off our morning with chicken and waffles. The recipe's on our website and we are just loving that, right, Julia?
Absolutely. Kids may want to scarf some of that down like I just did before they get out to the bus stop. What we have in store for today, kids, as you head to school, maybe you want to bring an umbrella with you, but the chances are is that you're not going to use it so much during your school day as you will after school today. Your high temp today going to be around 79, a cloudy day in store. That chance for rain is mostly going to be on the increase through the late afternoon and evening hours. I'll talk about the potential for severe weather coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, Julia, thanks. Happening today, Terry residents need to prepare to be without water for several hours later today. Our Jewel Hillary joins us live to fill us in on this. Good morning, Jewel.
Hey, good morning, Joy. We are in the town of Terry, right outside of City Hall, and the town's water tower, which is right behind City Hall, is in need of repairs after it was hit by a lightning strike earlier in the week. Now, unfortunately, those repairs are estimated to last about 6 to 8 hours, and like you said, that means that Terry residents will be without water, according to city officials, starting sometime around noon today. Terry Police Chief Bracy Coleman says Terry's water supply again will be shut off for 6 to 8 hours, and after the tower is fixed, the city will likely be under a boil water notice.
The health department will be putting out that notice, boil water notice, for us here for at least 3 days. Supposedly, usually that's a normal procedure. 3 days of clear testing.
Now, we did have an opportunity to speak with some people who work in Terry who say they're unfortunately going to lose money without water today. However, Chief Coleman says the city decided to shut the water off and have those repairs today to try to prevent the high school students from having to miss any school days and repeat them at the end of the year. Again, in Terry, I'm Jewel Hillary reporting for 3 on Your Side.
2 minors are in custody this morning following a police chase in Jackson. Take a look at this exclusive video. Police spokeswoman Calendula Green says the 2 were wanted for strong arm robbery in South Jackson. The chase started on Longwood and one of the juveniles was caught on Branch Street.
Now this update on the story involving this surveillance video of a house burglary in Rankin County. 2 people were caught on camera breaking into a home in the 1200 block of Old Pearson Road Wednesday. Authorities say they were driving a blue Ford Ranger with step sides. Now the men are wanted in another crime. Ridgeland police say the duo broke into a home in their city the same day. Anyone with information is asked to call Ridgeland Police or the Rankin County Sheriff's Department. The Department of Corrections has canceled visitation this weekend at 2 prisons. Central Mississippi Correctional Facility in Pearl and Unit 29 at the State Penitentiary at Parchman are on lockdown. Officials are investigating how recently discovered contraband got into those facilities. MDOC Commissioner Marshall Fisher says, quote, visitation is a privilege. We expect our offender population to observe and respect MDOC rules, end quote.
Now this update, state health officials say there have been 473 spice-related emergency room visits now to hospitals across the state since April 2nd. Nearly all Mississippi counties have reported at least 1 incident. Spice contains a high amount of a synthetic marijuana chemical that's sprayed onto an incense, which is then smoked. Well, this morning, friends and family are reacting to the news that the U.S. drone strikes on al-Qaeda in Pakistan accidentally killed 2 hostages, including an American.
Tracy Potts is in Washington this morning with their reaction and a look at what happens next. Tracy.
Joy and Wilson here on Capitol Hill. Lawmakers are asking how this happened, how the U.S. verified information before the drone strike, and why they didn't know they were killing innocent hostages.
My name is Warren Weinstein.
In a statement, Weinstein's family says his captors bear ultimate responsibility, but note support from our government was inconsistent and disappointing.
As a husband and as a father, I cannot begin to imagine the anguish that the Weinstein and Laporto families are enduring today. I profoundly regret what happened.
The Obama administration worked for years to free Weinstein, but stands by its policy, no ransom.
As a nation, if we get in the business of paying ransoms, we're in effect funding the people who are doing the kidnappings.
Robert Kopakin was a friend who also worked in Pakistan.
I said, Warren, I don't think you should go back. And he said, no, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Weinstein was a 73-year-old development worker from Maryland, a grandfather. The other hostage, Italian aid worker Giovanni Laporto. And there were 2 other Americans killed. They were working with al-Qaeda. The 4 were killed in 2 drone strikes 5 days apart. U.S. officials say despite hundreds of hours of surveillance, they had no idea those hostages were there. In Washington, Tracy Potts, 3 on your side.
Attorney General Eric Holder will depart his office at the Department of Justice later today. He announced his resignation last year and is one of 3 remaining members of President Obama's original cabinet. He'll deliver remarks at an event in his honor later this afternoon. Holder's departure comes a day after the new Attorney General, Loretta Lynch, was confirmed by the Senate. She becomes the first African-American woman to hold the nation's top law enforcement job. Yesterday's final vote was 56-43 and came after an unusually long confirmation delay that was fraught with partisan bickering.
Strong words from Madison Mayor Mary Hawkins Butler in last night's State of the City address. She promised to take the state back, county by county, from corruption. She compared Madison County engineer Rudy Warnock to embattled former Mississippi Department of Corrections Commissioner Chris Epps.
Let's look at what happened with sole source contractors with the Epps case. It's a carbon copy. What's going on in Madison County with that situation.
Hawkins Butler, who is running for state auditor, asked voters to get rid of the sitting board of supervisors, suggesting they're corrupt.
Governor Phil Bryant will not give his signature to the Senate bill that was supposed to end Common Core. He vetoed it, saying, quote, "I remain firmly committed to ending Common Core in Mississippi. This bill does not accomplish that goal, and I cannot in good conscience sign it into law," end quote. The bill would have created a study committee to address Common Core standards, but it did not require the Mississippi Board of Education to consider or adopt any of the committee's recommendations. The governor said he would have quickly signed the bill into law without reservation had the legislature maintained the original intent.
Time right now, 6:37, and we want to check in with Ashley Garner for a look at some stories she's tracking from the Alert Center this morning. Ashley.
Good morning, Joy. Minnesota has declared a state of emergency to deal with a bird flu outbreak that's spreading. It has already killed millions of turkeys, and I've learned it has now been confirmed at a chicken farm in the state. No human infections have been reported in this outbreak. Check your mailbox. The Federal Trade Commission has issued a scam alert about a letter which states you can claim a $2.5 million prize, but only if you pay money to a California attorney who claims to be appointed by the FTC. It's all fake. The FTC does not give out sweepstake prizes. And there's a recall of some Mucinex products this morning because of possibly misleading labels. Only Mucinex Fast Max liquid products are part of this voluntary recall. If you have this product in your cabinet, the company says throw it away. I'm in the Alert Center tracking the stories you need to know before you walk out the door. Back to you.
All right, Ashley, thank you. 6:38 is your time right now, and it is 59 degrees in Jackson.
Let's take a live look outside. First alert traffic, Interstate 220 at Watkins Drive, all clear. Still no accidents reported anywhere in the metro area, so you should have an easy shot to work and school on this Friday morning. Julia.
We might have some mist and some light rain in some spots this morning, but most of us are on the quiet side with a good amount of cloud cover. We do have the chance for rain and storms later today, though. I will be talking about that threat and tracking it hour by hour coming up right after this break.